Reaction is submission. You have likely spent your entire adult life believing that when someone attacks your character or your competence, you must defend it immediately. You operate under the assumption that your silence is an admission of guilt and that your rapid explanation is a sign of strength. You are wrong. Picture this dynamic happening in real time. You are sitting in a high-stakes meeting, or perhaps a tense family dinner. A known manipulator drops a subtle insult about your recent project or your life choices, expecting you to defend yourself. The room goes quiet, waiting for the clash. Your heart rate spikes and you feel the heat rise in your neck. You open your mouth to explain why the project was late or why they are misinterpreting the situation. The moment you speak to defend your competence, you have already admitted that their opinion matters. You have entered their frame. This isn't about truth, it's about who sits as judge. When you answer the accusation, you accept them as the judge of your reality, and you hand them the gavel. Most people lose right here because of that one specific lie. They believe they must correct the record instantly, or they look weak. They believe that if they do not speak, the lie becomes the truth. That is the trap. You will learn how to turn silence into a weapon that terrifies insecure egos. You will learn the void technique that makes manipulators look frantic while you stay motionless. You will stop being a pawn in their emotional games. If you cannot master this, you will spend your entire life exhausted, dancing to the tune of anyone with a sharp tongue. You will remain a victim of their script forever. There is a specific micro-gesture you must do immediately after they insult you. Do this and they panic. But before we get to that gesture, we must understand the mechanics of the game. To win, you must first understand the engine driving them. The enemy is not a person. The enemy is a function. The manipulator acts as an energy vampire who uses specific pokes to harvest your attention. They use insults, interruptions, and guilt trips to lower your status and elevate their own. You assume they are attacking you because they disagree with you. That is false. They are attacking you because they need to feed. Here is the mechanism equation that governs every interaction you have with them. If you react to the provocation, you grant them the relevance they are starving for. This is the mathematical truth of the interaction. They do not want a fight. They want validation that they exist. When you get angry, you prove they are significant enough to hurt you. Your anger is their fuel. Your explanation is their trophy. We fall for this because of a deep conditioning. We are conditioned to believe that silence is weakness. We believe we must clear our name instantly. This is the defender's trap. It is the false belief that truth wins arguments. In the real world, truth does not win arguments. Frame control wins arguments. You think you are being polite by answering. You are actually being submissive. You are validating their right to question you. You are accepting their premise that you owe them an answer. The moment you explain yourself, you have lost the frame. You have become the defendant in their court. You must stop playing their game. You must stop feeding the vampire. You must replace your reaction with a void. Zero reactivity isn't passivity. It is a black hole that swallows their energy without returning it. You must understand that your defense is their supply. Stop building their pedestal. But how do you actually do this without looking weak? How do you stand there and say nothing without looking like a coward? There is a hidden mechanism that turns silence into aggression. You must understand this mechanism before you can apply the law. Zero reactivity isn't passivity. People confuse the two constantly. Passivity is fear. Passivity is hoping the conflict goes away because you are too afraid to engage. That is not what we are doing here. We are deploying a strategic void. It is a black hole that swallows their energy without returning it. Think about the physics of a black hole. It does not fight the light. It simply consumes it. It offers no reflection and no surface for the light to bounce off. That is your new state. When you fight back, you are a mirror. You reflect their energy back to them and give them something to push against. When you become the void, you give them nothing. They throw their best insult and it disappears into the dark. This terrifies them because they cannot calibrate their next move. They panic because their radar shows no signal. But there is a massive cost if you fail to make this shift. If you keep losing this game, you become the emotional one. You become the defensive one. You are the one waving your arms and raising your voice while they sit there looking calm. They look like the rational leader while you look like the chaotic problem. You are doing their work for them. You are destroying your own reputation by proving their point. You must realize that anger is intimacy. To get angry at someone is to show them your buttons. It is to show them what you value. Don't give them intimacy. Don't show them the map to your insecurities. Starve them instead. When you deny them the reaction they crave, you force them to face their own emptiness. They project their chaos onto you because they cannot handle it themselves. You must stop accepting the projection. You must refuse the gift. This requires a fundamental shift in how you view power. It requires you to adopt a specific law. Here is the rule that governs the void. Machiavelli's rule. Power isn't about winning the argument. It is about proving the opponent is too small to be argued with. This is the core philosophy. You are not trying to convince them they are wrong. You are demonstrating that they are irrelevant. The law of the void states that the person who requires less reaction holds the most power. The one who needs the validation is the subordinate. The one who grants or withholds it is the king. Apply the void whenever someone tries to hook you into a lower status debate. Words are 20%. Frame is 80%. You can say the smartest thing in the world, but if you say it from a defensive frame, you lose. You can say absolutely nothing, but if you hold a dominant frame, you win. This brings us to the first weapon in your arsenal. This is the precise tactical move you use the moment the attack lands. It is called the dead air pause. The trigger is simple. They finish their insult or their baiting question. They stop speaking and look at you expecting the rhythm of conversation to continue. They expect the rapid-fire defense. Do not give it to them. Exact behavior. Do not answer. Lock eyes. Hold the silence for exactly 4 seconds. Count them in your head. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let the air leave the room. Do not blink. Do not look away. Do not shift in your chair. Just look at them. The cost to them is immense. They feel the immense pressure of their own words hanging in the air without a landing pad. Their insult is floating there exposed and awkward. They begin to doubt if the insult landed. They begin to wonder if you even heard them or if you heard them and simply didn't care. Pivot. Once you see them shift or blink, move to weapon 2. The most terrifying thing you can do is absolutely nothing. But you cannot hold the silence forever. Eventually you must speak. And when you do, you must deliver the second blow. The silence has done its work. They are unsettled and the air is heavy. Now you must seal the void. This brings us to weapon 2, known as minimal acknowledgement. The trigger occurs when the silence has peaked and they are about to speak again to fill the void. They are desperate for noise to break the tension you created. Do not give them a speech. Give them one word. The exact line is simply this. Okay. You must deliver it with 0 inflection and a flat tone. Do not say it like a question as if you are asking for permission. Say it like a period. The cost to them is that it trivializes their entire attack. It says, I heard you, and it registered as nothing. It denies them the conflict they need to look dominant. It treats their massive emotional outburst as a minor administrative note. You have categorized them as boring. Pivot immediately. Return to your previous work or topic without looking back. But sometimes they will not let it go. They will escalate or repeat the insult, trying to force a reaction. This requires weapon 3, the boundary redirect. The trigger is their persistence. They are trying to drag you back into the mud. You must separate yourself from their emotion. The exact line is precise. I'm going to finish this point. We can discuss your feelings on it later. Memorize that script. The cost to them is devastating. You have framed their attack as feelings and your stance as the point. You have framed them as emotional and yourself as rational. You have also postponed them, making you the time master. You decide when the conversation happens, not them. Pivot by physically turning your shoulder away from them. This is the final nail. You are closing the door on their access to your eyes. You are visually cutting the connection. They are now speaking to your back. This physical rejection signals that their status is too low to command your face. You have successfully inverted the dynamic without raising your voice. You have turned their aggression into their isolation. You remain the king while they become the noise. Now that you have the weapons, you must learn how to deploy them in specific environments. The first arena is the most common and the most dangerous. Let's see this in the workplace. The workplace is the primary arena where status is constantly negotiated. It is where your livelihood depends on your perceived competence. The enemy here is the undermined colleague or the insecure boss who uses public correction to lower your rank. Let's look at the specific application for this arena. The trigger is a colleague interrupting you to correct a minor detail during a presentation or meeting. They are not trying to help. They are trying to signal that they know more than you do. Most people stop and say thank you or explain why they said what they said. That is a mistake. Stop speaking immediately. Look at them for 3 seconds. Use the dead air. Let the room feel the interruption. Then deliver the move. Say, noted. Resume speaking at the same volume. Do not raise your voice. Do not speed up. Do not look back at them. The pivot is crucial. Do not look at them again for the rest of the meeting. You have acknowledged the data but rejected the person. By saying noted, you strip the correction of any emotional weight. It becomes a filing cabinet issue, not a status issue. By refusing to look at them again, you deny them the reward for their interruption. You treat them like a pop-up ad that you have closed. Stop explaining. Start terrifying. The entire room will sense the shift. They will see that the interrupter has been dismissed and that you are holding the floor. This builds a reputation of untouchability. You become the person who cannot be derailed. The interrupter will think twice before trying it again, because the cost was social isolation. They tried to steal the spotlight and you put them in the dark. This is how you handle the professional sniper. But what about the social joker? The one who uses humor to mask their aggression. This requires a different calibration. Let's move to the social arena where the attacks are disguised as fun. The social arena is tricky because the attacks are camouflaged. The enemy here uses just joking as a shield. They insult you in front of a group, and if you get angry, they accuse you of being too sensitive. It is a trap designed to make you look rigid while they look fun. You must break the frame without looking like the buzzkill. The trigger is someone making a joke at your expense in a group setting. They are looking for the group to laugh to validate their status over you. Do not laugh. Most people laugh nervously to go along with the group. Do not do that. Look at them with flat eyes. Kill the smile instantly. The move is to ask a simple question. Ask, can you explain why that is funny? Deliver it with genuine curiosity, not anger. Make them explain the punchline. Jokes die when they are explained. The cost to them is public awkwardness. They have to explain that they were just trying to be mean. They will stumble and say it was just a joke. Pivot immediately, watch them stumble, then say, right, and turn to someone else. You have just dissected their aggression in front of the audience. You exposed the malice underneath the humor. By refusing to laugh, you denied them the group validation. By asking them to explain, you forced them to reveal their intent. If you explain, you re-enter the court. Never explain why it wasn't funny. Just ask them to explain why it was. You flip the script from you being sensitive to them being weird. You make them the one who ruined the vibe. This works because it removes the cover of humor. It forces the aggression into the light where it looks ugly. You remain the calm observer while they look like the desperate comedian. This silences the social sniper permanently. They will not target you again because the social cost was too high. But the hardest arena is not work or friends. It is the people closest to you. This is where the emotional stakes are highest. Let's tackle the close circle. The close circle is the most dangerous arena because the enemy knows your triggers better than anyone. They know exactly which buttons to push to get a reaction. The enemy here is the family member or partner who uses guilt to control you. They frame your independence as betrayal. They use phrases like, "You've changed," or "You don't care about family," to force you back into line. This is where the void is most difficult but most necessary. The trigger is a family member guilt-tripping you for not calling enough or for setting a boundary. They unleash a monologue about how much they sacrifice and how selfish you are. They want you to apologize or get angry. Do neither. The move is to validate the emotion without accepting the guilt. Say, "I hear you are upset." Do not apologize. Do not explain your schedule. Do not list the times you did call. Just acknowledge the emotion. Then pivot to the term. Say, "I'll be able to talk on Sunday." You set the term of the next interaction. You establish the terms. The cost to them is that their guilt lever is broken. They pulled the lever expecting you to fold, and you didn't. You acknowledged their feelings, which removes their ability to say you don't care, but you refuse to take responsibility for them. You maintained your boundary while they exhausted their ammunition. Warning: don't use this on your spouse unless you want a divorce. It's that cold. This technique creates distance. In a toxic family, dynamic distance is safety. It signals that you are an autonomous adult, not a child to be scolded. You are retraining them to treat you with respect. You are teaching them that guilt no longer buys your time. You are reclaiming your sovereignty. But be warned. When you start applying these laws, they will not just accept it. They will panic. They will escalate. You need a protocol for when the heat rises. When you apply the void, the manipulator will experience what psychologists call an extinction burst. This is the spike in behavior when a tactic stops working. They will not just walk away. They will get louder. They will try to break your new frame. You must be ready for the 3 common escalations. Escalation 1 is the direct accusation. They will ask, "Are you ignoring me?" They are trying to shame you into speaking. Escalation 2 is the character attack. They will say you're being arrogant or you're being cold. They are trying to trigger your need to be seen as a nice person. Escalation 3 is the smear. They will storm off and attack your character to others, telling people you have changed. Do not panic. Escalation proves it worked. Run the protocol. This reaction confirms that you have cut their supply. They are thrashing because they are starving. You need one protocol that never changes. When they hit you with any of these escalations, you deliver one line. Say, "I am focused on the outcome. I am not engaging in this tone. That is it." Repeat once if needed, then exit. Do not argue about whether you are arrogant. Do not argue about whether you are ignoring them. State your boundary and leave the physical space. The cost to them is total abandonment. They escalated to get a reaction and you gave them an exit. You proved that their chaos repels you rather than controls you. This breaks their will. They learn that increasing the volume decreases your presence. They learn that the only way to keep you in the room is to respect the frame. You are training them like you would train a child. You are rewarding calm and punishing chaos. This is the path to freedom. But to make this permanent, you need to commit to a challenge. You need to reveal the final move. You have the weapons and you have the protocol, but you are missing the final piece. I promised you the micro gesture that signals the end of their reign. This is the move you use when you want to shatter their confidence without saying a word. It is subtle, but it is devastating. The micro gesture is checking your watch while they speak. Do not make a show of it. Just glance at your wrist for half a second while they are mid-sentence. It signals that you have somewhere more important to be. It signals that their words are wasting your time. It breaks their flow instantly because it triggers their deepest fear, which is irrelevance. Use this sparingly. It is a nuclear option for the ego. Now you must solidify this new identity. You cannot just watch this video and go back to being a doormat. You must prove to yourself that you can hold the frame. I am issuing you a 7-day challenge. For 7 days, you are forbidden from defending yourself. No explanations, no apologies, no justifications. If someone accuses you of something, you say, "Noted," and you move on. If someone insults you, you use the dead air. You will feel the urge to speak. You will feel the burn in your throat. Swallow it. Journal how much energy you save. You will find that you have hours of extra mental clarity because you are not replaying arguments in the shower. You will find that people respect you more when you talk less. You will start to feel a cold certainty growing in your chest. This is the feeling of power returning to its rightful owner. This is the beginning of your sovereignty. But the game does not end here. Once you stop the attacks, you must learn how to build the fortress that prevents them from ever happening again. Next, you'll learn the follow-up move and the prevention system. You have taken the first step out of the cage. Now it is time to break the lock. If you are ready to stop being a pawn and start ruling your reality, click the link below to join Silicit. We build the kings that the world fears.